Hi everyone, welcome to Sanchez. I'm your author, Arlene. Now, today my topic is self-confidence, and I'm only going to be interviewing my coach. Well, I mean, not my coach, but my teacher, but he's a coach, and he likes to be called a coach. He's going to be interviewed by me about self-confidence, and here is Coach Morden's interview. Coach Morden, why is self-confidence important?
Self-confidence is the surety in oneself in all aspects of life. Self-confidence begins with you. It's very important to understand that it begins with you, that people can't build that into you. If you don't have confidence, you're already set up for failure. Confidence is a contagious thing. People tend to gravitate to that, but I'll get to that later. Confidence also in yourself not only affects you, it affects the people around you, which is why it's a big key, which we'll talk about that later too. People who are confident in themselves tend to be in a better mood. Whenever you're confident, you believe in yourself, it's very easy to be able to have a good day, and people are going to gravitate to that because of the fact of how you're carrying yourself. By confidence making you in a better mood, it's also going to make you more friendly and approachable by other people too, rather than people who don't display confidence and look like they don't want anyone near them. Self-confidence can inspire and motivate. Self-confidence can also influence or carry others throughout the days. Whenever people tend to have a bad day, they're looking for someone who has confidence, and if you have confidence, it literally can pick up someone's day and make it the best that they can possibly have. So it is very contagious in that matter. People tend to gravitate to others who demonstrate that they're confident. And really, I would argue that self-confidence can do more for others than it does for the individual themselves, just because it can pick up other people's moods, and because of the fact that it's contagious, it will spread very quickly to others. I think people naturally gravitate to those people who are self-confident. I believe that we are put here on earth, amongst other reasons, to be an encouragement to other people, and there's no way to be an encouragement to anybody if you're not confident in your abilities. People aren't going to want to talk, they're not going to want to address you if you're not confident. And because I believe that we're not here just for ourselves, I believe that in order to have the greatest effect on people and to influence them, you have to be self-confident in your abilities. Otherwise, you're just like everyone else who's looking for that in someone. We have to be confident to do that. So we're here for others, and really, in the grand scheme of everything, you have to know that you're good and go be that, rather than people trying to build you up and tell you that. You have to believe in yourself, because if you don't, nothing's going to happen in the first place.
Okay. Next question. What's the difference between confidence and arrogance?
Really, confidence is just being sure of yourself. And again, no one can build that up in you except for you. I think the biggest difference between between confidence and arrogance is that arrogance is actually confidence without being humble, or without humility. And I think there are a lot of people in this world who have that issue. And I think it's one of those issues that can be seen from a mile away to however far you want to be away, because just like confidence is contagious, arrogance can be contagious given the environment that it's in. But people in general can distinguish between a confident person and someone who's arrogant just by being around them for any time period, or just by looking at their actions. Humility is a very big, it's the difference maker. You can be confident all day long, and if you're sitting there holding that above people's heads and just acting like no one, or that everyone's beneath you, then you're not showing the ability to be a humble person, which is where humility ties in. I think arrogance personally is disgusting. I know people who act very, very confident and can almost come across arrogant. I probably do that sometimes, to be honest, but try to keep that in balance to make sure that you understand where you're getting your abilities from and what you're here for, or at least the reason behind why you're here. Lack of humility is lacking the ability just to be a humble person. Again, for me, it all goes back to being humble. you have to appreciate what you've been given in life to be able to get people to understand what they really should, how they should be as well, because I do think that those tie in hand in hand. Also, just as far as being humble, it's accepting the gifts that you've been given and holding yourself to that, and again, not putting yourself above others and thinking that you're better than others by thought or action, because we're all the same. Every one of us are the same. People can sit here and say all day long that we're different, but we're all the same. We're all put here by the same entity, if you will. We're all put here by God. So for that, being that no one person is better than the other, we should be here for a general caring of each other. Arrogance also causes people to be judgmental, which is a negative attribute. It's very so my advice is to check yourself to see how you act and how you're being seen. Sometimes that where we think we're being confident, we can be seen as a very arrogant person, and so in that standpoint, people's thoughts do matter to an extent, because they can shine a light into your life that maybe exposes some things that you're being that you really don't think you are. Walking in confidence can be a fine line, as was said earlier. I mean, you can have all the confidence in the world, but if you don't have that humility factor, then you're going to have issues with arrogance. And again, people don't want to be around those type of people. Understanding who you are and why you are here, being proud of yourself, but in the same hands of being proud of yourself, make sure that you're a humble person. It's all about being humble and accepting the gifts that you've been given and using those to the best of your ability.
Okay. Well, thank you.
That is the non-dissertation.
Well, thank you for being on my podcast, and thank you for answering my questions.
No problem. Anytime.
So now that we know what self-confidence is, how do we gain it? Now, self-confidence is very hard to gain, and it took me more than 2 years, I think, to gain self-confidence, and it was very hard. But I found three things that I myself believe that will help, which I really actually hope that it'll help y'all. Now, step 1. Accept that there are situations/problems that will come in your way, but don't let it get in your way. Now, the reasoning for that is because I got cheated on, and so that was a problem that got in my way of my body. After that, I thought my body was terrible. I myself thought I wasn't worth it. I stopped eating because of that. I literally starved myself because of that. It was tough. I lost over 10 pounds in a week because of that. And this is not just because of that situation. Me starving myself isn't actually that person's fault. It's actually my fault. I let that situation get in my own way. And so that's something that you need to control. That's something that everybody needs to understand. That is your decision to let a situation destroy you or teach you a lesson and just move on with it. And so later on, I decided to make that as a lesson and just moved on from it. And luckily I did, because now I found a wonderful girl, and so I'm happy. Now, step 2. Everyone has different fingerprints, so that's how you know there's no one else like you. Now, the way that I found that reasoning is, well, I'm bi. And I know there's many others who are bi and gay, straight, and all that, but it's not just that specific community. There's also people who have different religions, people that come from different countries that has different cultures, and so not everyone else is like you. So I myself believe that each individual is amazing, that each individual has an amazing thing for them. Like, I believe that everyone is just beautiful in their own way, and so you should also accept that you are beautiful and you are amazing, because I swear to you, there's no one else like you. Like, trust me, I've talked to many people and I've never seen someone who act the same way as someone who I already knew. Now, step 3, get out of your shell. Now, for that reasoning is because I myself finally decided to try new things. I decided to try new clothes, new ways to dress myself, new ways to look at myself, and to just enjoy the little things that I have in my body. Like, I enjoy my little mole that I have in my cheek. I know it's weird, but it's true. And I enjoy my scars that I have from soccer. Just get out of your shell and just look into yourself and see what do you love about yourself. Because trust me, once you do, you don't want to go back. You just want to keep on going and keep knowing who you are, and keep knowing what you are good at and why you're so amazing. So yeah, I hope you enjoy, and I hope y'all understand my podcast. I know I sound weird and my English is bad, well, my grammar mostly. But yeah, I hope you enjoy, and I hope you have an amazing day or evening. I don't know, depends when you hear this. Well, bye.